Hello guys, I'm Arpan Patel from College Dunia. Today we are gathered here with Principal of SOCET, Dr. Sorin Shah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, sir, I wanted to ask, how long have you been with this university?
Arpan, let me make one thing very clear in the beginning itself. I'll be talking in capacity of principal for Silver Rock College of Engineering Technology, also in capacity of provost of Silver Rock University. So let's make it very clear in the beginning that as you rightly said, if I talk about Silver Rock College of Engineering Technology, we were incepted in year 2009 and affiliated to Gujarat Technological University. That's very true. And good news is since September 2019, Government of Gujarat and UGC has recognized us as a university. This is under State Private University Act 2009 that we have been given a status of State Private University. So, there are two different entities now. At this point of time, when we are talking in the month of October 2020, I have two different varieties of students with me. One who are into second year, third year, and fourth year of their engineering, who are pursuing and study with us. They are a part of Silver College of Engineering Technology, which is affiliated to Gujarat Technological University. I mean, when they will complete their education, the degree which will be awarded to them will be from Gujarat Technological University. And from this year onwards, the enrollments of the students are done under the banner of Silver Rock University. So, in due course of time, when they will graduate, they will receive a degree of Silver Rock University. And if you ask me, since how long I have been associated with this college, because university has just happened a year before, and I am associated with Silver Rock College of Engineering Technology since almost 8.5 years. I joined as a principal, and I am still working with this college as a principal. At the same time, as I said earlier, I'm also working as a provost of Silver Rock University.
So, sir, what made you choose this sector of the industry?
Well, destiny, I would say. I'll be very honest and transparent. Well, I was pursuing my graduation. I have graduated from Gujarat University in year 8993. Then I pursued my MTech from IIT Madras. Then I pursued my PhD from Nirma University. When I was a student, of course, I was so inclined to contribute in the field of industry for sure. But I was destined to make my career into academics, and I got an opportunity to contribute into academics. So in year 1995, I got an opportunity to work with the same college where I pursued my graduation, my alma mater, my own alma mater, and I considered it as an opportunity. And since then, I have been working with a principle that whatever field you are into, and you will have to give your best. If you are a faculty member, if you are a teacher, you have to be the best teacher of your department. If you are a principal, you have to be the best principal of the college. If you are a vice chancellor, you have to be a best vice chancellor. For that matter, if you are a student, you have to be a good student. So what has inspired me is, that God has chosen me to contribute into life of someone, because, when somebody pursue their schooling, fine, they are very, young age, but when they are pursuing their bachelor's degree, they are at the right age where if they are groomed with, humanitarian approach, at the same time making them industry ready, then I think that's the biggest contribution to the society you can make as a teacher, you can make as an academic institute. So by destiny, I am into academics, but no regrets that, I have not fulfilled my role. I'm more than satisfied, and I'm doing good.
That was very well said, sir. So what do you think of the current education scenario?
Current education scenario, if I talk about, I must tell you that we have become a university, that's for sure. But, prior to become a university, we were only known as an engineering college. So scenario in engineering college is not very healthy. if I talk about Gujarat, out of close to about 67,000 seats, you must have read into newspaper that close to 50% seats are going to remain vacant. Probably it is the response of not matching of supply demand by industry, and it is an aftershock or effect consequences of various decisions which were taken about 8 to 10 years back. But I am very optimistic. As an individual, I can always foresee that engineering really has a bright future. But at the same time, I would also like to share that under the banner of Silver Rock University, we are not only an engineering college anymore. Now, under the banner of Silver Rock University, we have also launched various programs ranging from BA, BCom, BBA, MBA, BSc, MSc, and also we have added animation multimedia, mass media and communication, Bachelor of Arts. We also have programs under humanities and social sciences. So now the need is to supply the best of the best graduate in the industry, which actually is equipped with technology which is needed in an industry. So our territory has increased now. We are not only an engineering college, but we are also a university, and close to about 165 various courses we are launching. So I can see there can be an ups and downs, and supply demand ratio is not only into education, it is everywhere. So in my personal capacity and opinion, the cycle, this is a cyclical behavior as far as engineering scenario is concerned. But I am very optimistic that good days will definitely come in engineering, and this is going to go on. You just have to equip yourself to face those challenges, and then wait for the good time.
That was beautifully sequenced by you, sir. So I wanted to ask, what is the most unique feature of a college, now Silver Rock University?
Silver Rock University, when you visit a website, that is our domain is www.silverrockuni.ac.in. Our punchline is education to innovation, and for Silver Rock University, the philosophy is Gnanam Paramam Bhushanam. That means the knowledge is a supreme power. In case you wanted to sustain in the market, in the society, in this competitive world, knowledge is the only weapon by which you can survive into the market. So we work with a philosophy of educating our students by inculcating them with an innovation. We make them realize that in spite of making, if I talk about an engineering student, I always say you should not be involved into making a machine which is worth few crores of rupees, because it cannot be afforded by everyone into this country. In spite, you should make cheapest machine so that most of the people are able to afford it, and you can touch every human life. And that's what the COVID situation has made us realize that without innovation and against superpower, we are nowhere. The best of the best research company is not able to produce the vaccine of COVID-19. It's been, all of us have been facing this scenario since month of March, and today, if I talk about October, till date, at least at this point of time, until we do not have any solution to this problem. So this is probably a signal from superpower that, believe me, that I am the one who is going to decide. You are the one who will have to find a way out, so that even the common man can be affected by your innovation. And I'm proud to share, when you visit our website, you will find that we are always one of the very few in the country for doing an innovation. Anything, if you talk about the first ever Apple laboratory, we were the one. If you talk about robotics laboratory, we were the one. Recently, we have also been granted a supercomputer facility by government of Gujarat, Guj Coast and Department of Science and Technology. We are one of the very few universities in the state who have been given this supercomputer facility for promotion of research in the field of deep learning. And we've always wanted to emphasize on one of the another key feature which always prove a Silver Rock ahead of others is we have more than 15 technical clubs in our campus. We have Center of Excellence by Royal Enfield. Our students have participated and won prizes in hackathon. So anywhere, everywhere, when there is something innovative happening in the country, I would say Silver Rock student you will always find, may it be in form of filing the patents, may it be in the form of participating into national level competition, SAE Aero competition. Even in this tough time, few of our students have designed quadcopter, and they have helped police department of Ahmedabad town to find people who are who were absconding on the terrace of their flat, and they were not allowed to go outside their home. So this were very much an application of engineering theory into the day-to-day life, and our students have always contributed in whatever best way they can.
So my next question is, could you share a few pointers on how you shaped your personality and psyche to reach your current position?
Well, I'm the person who always believe in a teamwork. Whatever position I have acquired now and even before this is always a contribution of my whole team, and it is never possible to achieve this without a teamwork. I would never say it's my own achievement. It's always a team of my colleagues, my teammates, my subordinates, my students, my family, my mentors, and I give credit to all of them.
So my next question is, how do you encourage critical thinking and importance of core values in your college?
Well, a very good example is Arpan. I don't know whether when you pursued your graduation, your college, did you ever attended the celebration of 15th August and 26th January into your college? Maybe you have, but I remember when I was into the school, we used to go since we were quite young. But in college, it's never a compulsion. But if I talk about my college, so the core value is we believe into inculcating patriotism also into our students, and that patriotism can only come provided you celebrate those national festivals. We never say, people most of the time consider them as a holiday, but for Silver Rock campus, it is a celebration day. So 15th August, may it be 26th January, may it be a Shahid Din. We celebrate these days in a very large scale, and we always, take our students into this celebration. One of the logic behind this is, they will also develop brotherhoodness, and that's what is said very nicely into our constitution, that there has to be a good harmony and there has to be a good brotherhoodness into our students. So tomorrow when they'll go back to the society, into their professional field, they will have sense about the underprivileged people in the society, and they will have lot of harmony. They will have a lot of feelings about people who are deprived of education or small things, and they will contribute back to the society. So the core values in our case are the nationality and the character building, and we inculcate them into our students by engaging them into celebration of these days. You will be surprised to note that many a times our 15th August and 26th January celebrations were about 3 hours long celebration, where more than 200-300 students actively participate. And when I see a joy on their face, I feel really proud of them.
That's a very impressive approach to the educating students in this sector. So my final question is, how do you get in touch with students whenever required, and what is the general rundown of events when you're talking with them?
So there are there are two cases. In COVID situation, we don't have any physical access since they are not in campus. So we are in touch with them through online. We were one of the few colleges which immediately after declaration of lockdown started engaging our students online, and even till date they are engaged online. If I talk about other than COVID situation, I am always surrounded by thousands of students into my campus, one of the most vibrant and buzzing campus. And whenever we get an opportunity, we just go to the class and talk to the students in case they have anything to share. And we are also very much live on our social media, so in case they have anything, they always share, and that's how we come to know about their concern. And then in the best way we address to their concerns.
Okay, so it was very nice interacting with you, sir. So as a final talk, would you like to include any parting words before we end this interview?
I'm really sorry, I couldn't understand.
Would you like to say a few parting words before we end this meeting?
Usually these days, since last many years I have seen, because I am into academics for more than 25 years now. 25 years now. So I have seen it's more than 2 decades. So I have seen a complete paradigm shift into the mentality of the students, and I don't see there is any fault of them. It's all about the situation, the surroundings of your. So in my personal opinion, you should never feel stress about your surroundings, and you should always be optimistic. There is always a solution to any problem which you face, and there is nobody in this world who have not faced the problem and who will not face the problem. Problems are a part of life, and everyone has a different personality and different problems. So in my opinion, you should not be stressed. Just give yourself a time. I always say to my students that sit with yourself for a few minutes every day. Unfortunately, we sit with our friends, we sit with our colleagues, our parents, our everybody in the society and community, but we never sit with ourselves. I think a few minutes of sitting with yourself probably can give you solution of many problems of your life. That's what my closing remark would be.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for your very insightful answers.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity. It was really nice talking to you.